It is such a privilege to be here, and I want to start by thanking all of you because I could not be on the ballot without your help. And we talk about, our races and our campaigns, but really this has been a movement. And it's been a movement that all of you have been part of. And I literally am moved to tears many times because of your involvement and your support. When I decided to do this, I had Democrats who told me I was crazy, literally, and that I was not going to win, and that I needed to run as a Republican. And they said that to me because we wanted to get somebody in office who would do something, because I'm a doer. And I said, no, if I can't run and be true to who I am, I have no business running. And this isn't about me, it's about our children. It's about the future of this state, and it's about laying a framework that leaves a path for every child to have access to quality public education. When a good friend suggested that I run for this position, he told me to run for the position because we really want to make sure that our school boards and the school board elections have qualified candidates that can make great decisions for our kids. Because the office that I'm running for, how many of you were even aware that there was a superintendent of schools for the county? Okay. County superintendent, right. How many of you know who your county superintendent of schools is? Exactly. So I said, let me look into this because it has to be about more than the school board race. And so I started doing my homework, and I was appalled. Because there were things as an educator, because I'm an educator, and thank you. And I'm very privileged to work in the Cartwright School District, and I have for many, many years. And I've also been the president of the Cartwright Education Association. So I am pro-education and pro-labor. But when I researched, thank you. When I researched this position, I realized how stagnant this office has been. Your county superintendent has been in office since 2008, and he has not once publicly spoke out about the funding cuts to our schools. He has not once spoke out against these attacks on educators, and we are losing educators in droves. We have a crisis in education not just related to the funding, but we have a crisis in retaining and recruiting teachers so that our kids have quality education and our classrooms are not sitting at 35 and 40 students in an elementary setting. And God forbid, you look at high schools, our kids are just being pushed through these cattle gates. And that's really what it is. We're housing people and we're not giving them the education they deserve and that they need so that they can go out and compete, not just nationally, but across the board worldwide. We are leaving students behind, and it's intentional. And I blame the GOP for this. We have 51% of children living in poverty. That's approximately 400,000 children that live in poverty. Wait for this. This office services approximately 700,000 students. And the 400,000 of those live in poverty. We can't ignore this. Each and every one of us in this room is responsible to change this. I can only be a representative. I cannot do this without you. Our kids need every person sitting in this room to not just vote differently, but to get out and engage every person you come in contact with. Our kids come to school. They have to be fed at school. A lot of times their clothes are dirty. There is no one at home to help them with homework. Because since 2009, our families are making approximately $7,000 less every year. We are not moving forward. We are stagnant, and in some cases, we're regressing. And when Paul talks about it being time, it's overdue. And so we are bringing that change, and we're bringing that momentum forward, but every single person has to be engaged and do this on a daily basis. And I am here to ask you to join this movement and keep moving forward even when you're tired. I want to put this in a little bit more perspective for you on a personal level. So I teach kindergarten. I love the little ones. And this is going to sound really crazy. I have to fight to get chart paper. It's $10 for a chart. $10, and I'm begging for a $10 chart for my room. I buy all of my students' school supplies because their families need to worry about putting food on the table. My kids come to school, they have one uniform. The district that I teach in is the pipeline to our prison and jail systems. When you look at Maryville, more of our young men who are sitting in our prison systems come out of that district. So we can hear percentages all day long and we can talk about statistics, but I'm here to tell you the reality of it. I have teachers who need food boxes because they don't have enough food to make it through the summer. And these are people with master's degrees who are spending their money to take care of our kids. And whether you have children or not, this is a personal issue for you. And if you're not angry, I want to ask you why. And you need to ask yourself why you're not angry. So we can get angry, but we have to do something about it. So what do? We need you to phone bank. We need you to canvass, and I need you to make an investment in education by donating to my campaign and donating to the other candidates and getting out and talking outside of your Democratic circles. Because we know how to vote. That's not the problem. The problem is we have to start talking to the people who are sitting on the other side of the aisle from us, and we have to give them sound reasons about why they need to pick different leadership, because they're not the problem, it's the leadership. And I'm here to tell you, our schools are not broken, they're broke. Our teachers are not the problem, they're the answer. Thank God for those people that walk into that classroom. They can barely take care of their own families, their families sacrifice, and they take care of our kids. So, the problem lies with our leadership, and the problem lies with their priorities. And I know that together we are going to change that. And I am very proud to be part of the Countywide 5. Yes. And I cannot thank you enough for your support. So together we are going to bring that change. And I am going to be your next county superintendent of schools.